Hello everyone, Yelby here, your favorite fanciful feline, and today I'm starting a series called Yelby's Avatar Ethics. Basically a fancy name for my style guide and how I do everything. This part will be all about avatar storage, I'd say storage, but grabbing your parts, and also just some Blender stuff. So first things first, no, let's assume you make a bunch of avatars either for yourself or for other people. You always want to keep everything in like one place just so it's all organized. So let's assume, I haven't made any avatars yet and I'm going to make them for me. So I'm going to make a folder with my name, but if I'm going to make it, for a commission, you know, make a commissions folder, and if you're making it for friends folder. Yeah, you get the idea. Alright, so let's say I'm making, myself an avatar. I like to give everything a nickname. So let's just call this Honolulu. And then inside the Lu folder, I'm going to need a few things. I'm going to need Blender, because I'm going to need to save all my Blender files I'm going to make, because I need multiple, not just one. I'm going to need a folder for FBX. This would be when I export them. Another folder for textures. We'll find out why towards the end. And then one more folder called wardrobe. Now wardrobe is going to be the folder I'm in quite often. This is basically the warehouse for the avatar. So for this tutorial I'm just going to do a little bit with base and hair. And that's about it for the moment. But this would expand into your other categories. Alright, so we need a base. What base are we going to get? Well, I want to grab this one. It's a very good reason I'm grabbing this one. So, yeah, you want to come down here and you want to read your do's and your don'ts. So this is good for everything, but this, because specifically this for VR chat, is the important part. We are allowed to use it in VR chat. Important. Very important. I must do credit these people while they're right here in the video. So, credited. Do yeah. So basically you go through this stuff. So gonna go ahead and download it. So I'm gonna grab this base and toss it in here. Now I'm gonna keep a text document of what every part of my avatar is. So this will be, I don't know, avatar stats. It's probably a better name for it, but that's what I'm gonna call it. So give that link. Let's do it this way. Base, by who it is. It can be Royd. And then link to the avatar directly, or to the base. Do this also for the hair, so hair. Alright. Also there's, a million and one hairs you can download. I'm gonna use this one because it basically says, just go ahead and use. But always credit. So this goes to this guy, Abyss Leo. And shout outs to these people. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab the hair as well. Put it into hair. It goes to this Leo and this. Alright, there we go. So now we have all of the credits needed. I don't know if this should be called credits or not, but I'm just gonna leave it as it is. And hair is in the hair. Alrighty. So I can close this now. I'm going to extract the base. Extract here. organization, I throw it back in. There's a readme, same stuff as I said before. Alright, so now I'm gonna go into Blender right after I extract the hair as well. There we go. Blender. We're gonna go ahead and use cats. It's a pretty nice tool to use. You can find it down here on GitHub. They teach you a lot how to do stuff. It's a very, very useful tool. So we're gonna go ahead and import our model. We're gonna grab the base first. So go into their folder. Gonna copy the location and import. There we go. So right now it looks like this. Not very beautiful. Gonna go ahead and hit fix model. It's gonna do a bunch of work behind the scenes basically. And there we go. You now have a character. Now this bone, completely unnecessary. And I don't know what these are. But oh, what? So sometimes you may end up having little glitches like that. The simple little trick is just go into weight paint mode and go back, and then that can fix a bunch of little issues you may have had. So I don't know what these are. You probably should find out, but for this tutorial, I'm not going to. Alright, so avatar ethics. What could we need about something like this? Well, there's a few little things I see off the bat. First, I'm just going to turn that off. So we have a bone here, and we have a bone here. Now, both of these are connected directly to the chest. So that means you'd have to do the chest and make exclusions, for all these bones. Well, I'm lazy. So I'm going to go ahead into edit mode. I'm going to duplicate the chest, shrink it, and go into here, rename this to root, and then breast. Breast left, breast right. And go into relationship. And if I type root, there we go. Root breast. And root breast. And this bone is a child's chest. So I did that so I can just slap it onto this. No exclusions, no nothing. It's just there. And something else to keep in mind is this. And also materials. So you want everything to be named correctly. So this creator seems to have named everything, but some things just didn't work out, it seems. So we're going to go through and check what's what. So, yep, these are eye whites. Face is face. Face mouth. So I'm just going to go ahead and say that these are basically done. I don't know what this here. I'm going to call it tears. And blush is a whole thing that covers the face. Alrighty. And then these. So there's a lot here. I'm not going to go through all of them. But these are actually fairly well organized. So brow, see, all these are brows, these are eyes. So these tell you exactly what does what, which is great, besides the ones in a language I can't read. I want to say it's Japanese, but I don't know. But however, sometimes you need a little bit more organization. So I'm going to grab a script I made. This is one I wrote called MD Shape Key Organizer. I'm going to go ahead and hit play. So it generated a bunch of stuff for me, and it grabbed every shape key and it organized it. Now, there are ones here that aren't in this list because this is built, I'm going to say with intention rather than automatically because it doesn't know how to grab any of these. So this did what it could, and it grabbed what it had. Everything else is down here towards the bottom. Alrighty. Something else is you always want it to have eye tracking for most avatars, so I'm just going to hit the create button. Go, eye tracking's done. Alright, once this is open, you're going to go to wherever your avatar is. So mine's in here and in Blender. I'm going to name it the same name, and I'm adding brackets here to say, you know, this is my first save. This is the first one in case I ever need to come back to it. And then I'm using Control-Shift-S to save another one. And I hit the plus to increment the number and save. So now let's import the hair. So here's the hair. I'm going to import it. Oh, there it is, and fix model. Apparently there's some error there. I won't worry about it. Let's see. So notice how everything in here is not named very well. It's all called hair joint something. That's a no-no. So I'm going to go ahead in here and rename this bone from head to root hair. And then at this point you want to go through and find out if everything's actually used. So from the looks of it, there is some weirdness. Let me go into weight paint. Come back. There we go. Now everything's moving what it's supposed to. So you want to go through and name all of these. So for example, this one is bow 1 dot left because this is the left side of the head. I want to copy bow 2, bow 3, bow 4. And basically you're going to go through that and do that for every single bone. Alrighty, so I have gone through and named all the bones, all going from top to bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, left, right as needed, you know, just to make sure everything is organized well. And we always need to make sure, so here we have a bunch of stuff, but I don't know what's what. Alrighty, so need to position and scale the hair. So now I have this onto the character. I'm going to go ahead and use cats here and apply as rest pose. That way it won't change on me. And when I go into here, I need to attach it to head and merge armatures. Make sure I save. And there we go. So if I move head, it all moves. And when I move hair root, which is a child of head, just the hair moves. That way I can throw dynamic bones on this, and I don't have to worry about all the rest of these. We gotta select head, RSG, and that's basically the ethics for avatar making. Oh, quick side note. Whenever you're doing clothing, and then you don't need, you know, the armature underneath. So for example, let's say we put, a pair of shoes on the character. I don't have any. Just delete the feet. If you're gonna have shoes there, you don't need the feet. Just delete it. But right now, this character doesn't have that. So when you're almost finished your model, you have everything joined, everything basically done. You want to go to external data, pack all into .blend. Sometimes this will come up. But if I pack them, and then tell it to unpack and use in current directory create when necessary, you can then come to here. I'm just going to move this file out. And we'll have all of our things here. Now you do want to go through and name all these. I'm not going to because you would do this as you go. But essentially you'd come through and name it. So, this one's body, this one's face, this one is, I don't know, makeup, eyes, and so forth. You'd do that for all of these, just so you know what's what when we get to the next part. Alright, that's it for this video. I'll see you all in the next one.